From the creative minds who gave you Pinoy locale and stories of the unknown, comes another show about everyday life, anything and everything in between. A dash of drama, a sprinkle of comedy, and a bite of naughty. Men on Board. With your hosts, Jay Weber, Ramzee, and MC Jonas. Only on your favorite online radio station, 89.5 The Playroom. We play the hits, we play it nice.
All right, welcome MOBsters to the premiere broadcast of Men on Board. My name's Jay Weber. Of course, we have our co-host as well, MC Jonas and Ramzee.
Hello,
Yes,
good evening.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to the much-awaited premiere of our program and our new segment, Men on Board.
So we'd like to thank all the mobsters out there for joining us tonight.
All right, thank you guys. So just to let everyone know, no, hindi fix yung schedule ng Men on Board. So we just chose Saturday night to be our premiere. So just follow us on Facebook so you can find out what our next episode will be and what our next topic will be.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
Also want to greet DJ Edgy. He's tuned in right now. Thank you very much, DJ Edgy. Also our station manager, Chriselle, and our assistant station manager, Benny Davis. Thank you guys.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, guys.
All right. Also,
All right, so-
Ai, also tuned in. And then, thank you for liking and loving. And of course, we have 6 viewers right now. Hindi ko lang makita kung sino, but thank you guys. If I could see only who's viewing, then I would greet you guys. So just leave a comment na lang on the comment section if you want us to shout you out.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So our topic for tonight,
So before we introduce the topic for tonight, we'd like to officially welcome everyone to Men on Board, where we give men's honest opinions on anything and everything.
Yes, that's true, MC Jonas. And of course, hindi lang dito sa Philippines, kundi all over the world, you can actually watch us and you're going to enjoy our topic for tonight. Diba, Jay Weber?
Right. So speaking of the topic, our topic is love or money. So in this case, I would think love or money when it comes to marriage. If when you're choosing a partner, what's your priority? Is it love or is it money?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yun yung isa sa mga very let's say some people would say na it's kind of controversial siguro. Well, it actually depends. But this topic for tonight will surely light up yung mga wala pa sa relationship. You know, for those who have so much experience, na definitely they could actually share their thoughts about this topic for tonight. How about you, MC Jonas? What do you think about this topic?
Right. This is our chance to get to listen to your thoughts. So to all of our friends, all the mobsters who are watching, and yung mga nag-abang for this episode, of course, this is now your chance to get up close and personal with us and share with us your thoughts. And of course, speaking about love or money, yan ang ating iwi-weigh tonight. So to all of our friends who are watching right now, start typing, start sharing your thoughts, your opinions, and of course, we will be entertaining them later on.
All right.
Exciting masyado tong pag-uusapan natin, pero hindi lang halata sa ating mga mukha, pero we are also really, really excited about this, right?
Right. And it seems that the people are getting excited too kasi dumadami na yung viewers and reactions. Thank you very much again to our station manager, Chriselle, for the reactions. Also to Belle Lynn and everyone who's tuned in right now. Thank you. So topic for tonight, love or money. So I'll go first, you guys.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So Um, love or money. I guess in my opinion, for my example, I'll be talking about marriage when it comes to love or money. And in my example, I'll be talking particularly sa mga women who are tuned in right now or who may be viewing. In my case, when I'm forced to face a difficult situation, ang ginagawa ko, I usually um, see what the trade-offs are or what the consequences of the choice will be.
Right.
Um, Again, with my examples right now, it's not 100%. So I'm not going to go extreme. Of course, there's always an exception. It's not always like that in every situation, but just these examples I want to share with you guys. So if you're a lady and you choose love or you choose money over love, let's say, because of course nowadays there's a recession,
Right.
there's, yeah, everyone's going through a hard time right now. So if you do choose money, of course the good things about choosing a rich man as a husband is you'll get an easier lifestyle. You could afford to hire people to do jobs for you, so you have the money now, the resources to hire someone to clean your house, to cook for you, to drive you around. That's an advantage. Also, you could afford expensive things if you marry a rich man. And if you find a really rich man, you'll be financially secured, which means you don't have to worry about money anymore. Who doesn't want that? Not
Right.
worrying about money. In this situation, though, in my opinion, the trade off here is if you marry a rich man, there is a high chance of you being cheated on because the more money a man has, the more attractive he is to women. That's just a thing.
Real
What
talk.
I believe. Yeah. So you have to be ready for that trade off. There are some women who are in rich or in relationships or in marriages with rich men that they just accept the fact that my man, my husband is going to have a side chick somewhere or women are around him. And if you're in a rich marriage, I think that's one trade off that you have to look at. Are you okay with that? And if not, maybe money would not be a good um, choice for you because you'll always be fighting, you'll always be catching your husband cheating on you. Of course, like that's why I did a disclaimer earlier. It's not 100%, but
Right.
I think there's a high chance of you being cheated on if you choose to go with a rich man. Now, to counter what I said, uh, love doesn't mean going for someone who is broke or doesn't have a job. Another thing I want to tell the ladies out there is if your man does not have a job or has no income, that's a red flag already. I don't care how much you love him. Uh, I think uh, a man or real man should be responsible enough to have a job and they know how to make an honest living. So it doesn't have to be rich or making so much money, but at least find a man who has a stable job. Um, that job has to lead to more progress, meaning more income. So as long as that man stays in that job, eventually he'll be making more income. You want to find a man that is in that type of situation. And so in this case, I go for love. There's a story on Facebook. I don't know if you guys read that about the three old men with white beards. Have you
We want to
read
hear
that
it.
story?
I haven't read that. Come on, tell us. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a long story. Basically, there's three old men with white long beards. It's a very long story. The three old men are love, wealth, and success. So
Mm.
basically, the to
Mm.
summarize the story, there's this woman that sees the three old men, and then she wants to invite them over into their house because they're outside alone. Uh, but the three old men say, you can only choose one of us. Either it's love, wealth, or success. We don't go all together. You have to choose among the three. So the wife discusses this with her husband and her daughter-in-law, and they decide to invite love to the house. So she goes back to the three old men and she says, "Who among you is love?" And he says, "I am." "Okay, come with me, come to our house." So as love is going, wealth and success follow him. And the lady said, "Wait, I thought you told me that I can only choose one of you three." And the two said, success and wealth, says, "Wherever there is love, wealth and success will follow." So I
Wow.
believe that. Of course, not being extreme. If your husband is has no money or has no job, has no income, of course, love is not enough to maintain that relationship. They have to have at least steady income. But
Right.
yeah, also going to the other extreme, if you do marry a rich man, like most likely, you're not the only one.
That's true.
That's
I
yeah,
agree.
that's my opinion about love or money.
Mhm.
All right. Actually, I know. I can remember that story also, but I think it's from the Three Wise Men, the one that I've read the man. But in relation to that, it also applies to every person, diba? So at a certain age, you would think, which one of those three wise men are you at the moment? Parang ganon. And it actually makes you think in a different perspective, especially if you would actually meet a partner na rin, siguro. If you have the same pace going through that, which you mentioned earlier, Jay Weber. Because I remember way back also, no, when before I had my first relationship, I had this time to watch TV way back in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys know this TV series called For Love or Money, it's like 15 women would actually compete for
Oh,
the attention of this one guy in order to win in order to win him or $1 million.
Oh
But
yeah, I
the
remember that.
tricky question
Mm.
about, or the tricky part about that, the twist about that series is that the woman should not reveal the secret to that guy. 15 women would actually compete, and then later on, they're gonna choose between him or getting $1 million. Diba? Parang ang hirap. It's like when you're there at that moment na, when you get to know that person, and then next thing you know, all of a sudden, he might choose you or she might choose somebody else. Parang ganun, di ba? So,
Mm.
it's like what you've said earlier then, I would like to mention then, you have to weigh talaga yung pros and cons. 'Cause sometimes when you think about love lang para sa sarili mo, and then the other partner, you have to dig in deeper, something like that, to understand uh, if you guys are going the same direction. Yeah, I think that's one
yeah.
of the uh, main things, that if you guys are aligned at a certain future together, you could actually see if you're going right on track or you're going different ways. Parang ganon. Kasi the other one might be at the present chasing money, and the other one already has money but chasing for love. Diba? So it
Mhm.
goes the opposite way. Para siyang ganon. I mean, that's for me. I mean, aside from what I've watched way back in 2003. How about you, MC Jonas? What can you say about it?
Oh, that's way back in 2003, man. You're young. well, there, well, there are a lot of things to weigh when it comes to relationships. Well, some would say, yeah, the most obvious winner here for well, according to survey, is money. Kasi, like what Jay Weber said earlier, any woman. or any person looking for love would be also looking for stability. Especially for women, they'd be looking for men who could provide. At least it doesn't really matter if it's really big or just enough, pero importante, it's stable. Somebody who can provide. And on the other hand, yun na nga, gaya sabi ni Weber kanina sa example niya there's a great risk of you getting cheated on if you have a guy who really makes a lot of money because there's going to be a lot of money for everybody. So yun, one thing you need to consider. But going down to the root of this, well, if you really have, well, it will also depend on the love that you have with somebody. Well, if you choose to be with somebody who's true, who's real, who's really gonna be there for you no matter what, kaya nang sabi nila through richer or poorer, if you meet that somebody who's willing to go through that, the poorer part, at least at the onset of your relationship. Kasi I met a lot of couples already who's been through like walang wala, so they just struggled together. They did things together. They worked hard together. Just the promise was there that they'd be true to each other. And I have seen a lot of stories na success talaga, which led to their marriage. Because, that's one of the things that I do. I host weddings, diba? So I witness stories from couples who really, have been through a lot. And also there were some couples who I met na in the middle, or let's say at this certain point in their lives where they encountered challenges regarding money. That's when love, well, doon natin malalaman how solid the love is when love start to crumble. So yun, so they'll be faced with an option. Kunyari may relationship na siya. Biglang there's this new guy who's trying to court her. Tas biglang, this guy has more money who can provide more. So yun, so there are a lot of things to consider, but still going down to the main core of the relationship, how strong would the love be? Would it be enough for you to ignore or just let go of this opportunity na kumakatok sa'yo because this guy has a lot of money, pero mahal ko talaga siya? I think in the future we can just work hard together to get through this. Or should I take the easiest route? Ditch the guy, go for the richer guy, problem solved. So yun, those are just some of the things that you need to consider and things that people think about when it comes to, choosing between love or money. And so right now, to all the mobsters out there, it's time for you to be heard. Would like to, of course, listen or read your comments. So at this point, we believe we now have enough, right, mga bro?
Right.
All right.
So we gave our opinion already. You heard mine, Ramsey, and MC Jonas. And yeah, just to add to what MC Jonas said, I spoke to the women earlier. Now to the men, if you find a woman who will stick with you through thick and thin, like they say, she's a keeper. So whatever you
Right.
do, don't let that woman out of your hands or out of your sight. She's worth it. So
Right.
that's another gem for all the guys that are tuned in right now. Um, let's go to our comments right here from Chinky Bon. I think I'll choose love because if a person loves you, he or she will go to great lengths to help you in whatever aspect you need with help with, be it emotionally, spiritually, or for financially, and vice versa. Yes, I agree with you, Chinky. Thank you for your comment. And what do you guys think about Chinky's comment here?
With her comment, I think it's actually, yeah, I would somehow agree with it because if you choose
Somehow.
love, uh, there's so much things that you can accomplish together, for as long as both of you love each other. And the thing about the emotional, spiritual, and financial, that's when you would actually build the trust because of love. That's where a lot of things would open up at the same time. And with that, I think if you have that same thought with that partner and your partner does that at the same time as well, um, truly the relationship could go way, way so much na parang it would go a long way to go. And also we would also think about so many stuff during Like for example, this one. Is that an issue sa relationship ang pera? Di naman pwede love lang. When hunger knocks at the door, love goes out the window, according to Benny Davis. Thank you so much, by the way.
Big Daddy.
And
Hmm.
from what Benny Davis said, this one is really tough, especially if you know that you are hungry, you don't have the money. You can do so many things which could actually ruin your relationship or as a person. Yan, parang
Right.
ganun. How about you, MC Jonas?
Yes. With about what Chinky Bond said, he or she will go to great lengths to help you in whatever aspect you need help with. It's actually true because you know, uh pag ang isang problem or challenge, you divide it by two, it becomes easier. Like any hurdle in life, 'di ba? So whatever, let's zoom in on the financial aspect of it. If you can work your ass off trying to earn something, if you have this goal of really getting something big, earning a certain amount. Let's say for example you want to earn for a house or something big, a big purchase. Di ba parang mas practical nowadays? There are a lot of couples who would really look for somebody na katuwang, somebody who would really be with them, to earn with them. That way, hindi ka, really, like, gasgasin yung sarili mo, kaiipon, just to get something. But if you already have someone, di ba, sabi nga nila, it takes two to tango. Mas madali yung sayaw kung dalawa talaga kayong sumasayaw sa saliw ng music. So, yun. So, if you both work hard enough to get something, I think the task would be a lot easier. Kumbaga, kinalahati mo na yung task because meron kang kasama to face the challenge or to reach that goal. So there, yeah, be it emotionally, spiritual, or financially, it's true. Basta may kasama ka, if you have this true person with you who has the same goal, if you are aligned, it's gonna be a lot easier. So there.
All right. Yeah. Also want to greet all the people that are tuned in and left messages here. Leslie Baroga, thank you, Leslie. Chinky, of course, thank you for your comment. She has another comment here, which I'll read later. Our station manager, Crisel Handog, thank you. We also have Ryan, Maynard TV. Thank you, Maynard TV, for tuning in.
Wow.
Also, the Big Daddy, Benny Davis, and
Right.
DJ Edgy, of course. The man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Rhythm. He's actually on board right now. So he's
Oh,
playing the music for you guys. Well, we're here on Facebook talking about this love or money. And I believe, yes, here's the second part of Chinky's comment. This person, if he loves you, won't be happy to see you suffer. He will help. Love can move mountains, of course. And yeah, just to reiterate what happened earlier, what Ramsey and MC Jonas said, of course, you can't be too extreme. You do need money in a relationship because money pays the bills and money feeds the family, of course.
right.
But of course, you need love as well in a relationship. Um, like I said earlier, I believe that if you marry someone rich just for their money, don't expect love. You just be content with the money that you have. That's the trade off to me.
Yeah, I even remember a song from the Beatles that says "Can Buy Me Love."
Yeah,
Yeah. Right, right,
Diba?
right,
A lot of
it's
songs.
so easy, but it's so true.
Yeah, totoo
right.
yun.
Okay, ito may mga comments pa dito.
Let's go check him out.
Like Leslie says, agree with MC Jonas. It takes two to tango. Yes,
All
unless
right.
no one tangos
Um,
by themselves.
You do the
yeah, there's
you.
also well, somebody sent me a message. Sabi
Okay.
niya, well, just to balance things out, you cannot just um settle on just having love, because this is also one of well, this is a little well, kind of broad, kasi sabi niya the poor man's thinking. Kasi ang mga Pilipino daw, takot sa pera or galit sa pera or galit sa mga taong may pera.
Right.
So, parang sabi nila, as long as we have love, as long as we are happy in our house, okay lang sa atin kahit isang tuka. So, it's actually one of the downsides of just thinking about, like hating money, not being aware na yung buhay mo, yung happiness mo is also somehow affected by what you have in your pocket or what you have on your table. So yung mga iba sinasabi na okay lang na maghirap tayo basta magkasama tayo. But dito na nga papasok yung, this is when the devil would come for you. Dito na papasok yung temptation. Dito na papasok yung mga, indecent proposals, especially kunyari sa woman. Pag may nag-alok na sa kanya ng something bigger, so pwedeng mawala. Like what the Big Daddy said kanina, love can just jump out the window when a bigger offer comes, di ba? So yun, so it has to also be balanced with, of course, you also both have to think about progressing kasi nga, gaya nung sabi ng isang nag-comment kanina, um, things gonna be easier if you have somebody with you, di ba? So yun, you both should aim for the betterment of your life. Hindi ka lang maging complacent. Yun, the point is, you can never be just satisfied or just complacent with what you have. So you also have to strive harder. Gaya na sabi niya, if you love the person, you'll work harder to provide a better life, a happy life, not only talking about money, but for everything. I think, well, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there has to be a balance, of course.
Right.
Like if you only rely on love, the problem there is there's a possibility that uh, there's lots of couples that fight over money or the lack of money. So you don't want to be in that type of situation, especially as a man. I guess I'm uh, traditional, old style, old school way of thinking. I believe the man should be providing or making the most of the income. It's not to put down anyone, but I just think that that's the way it should be. So, um, like, I have this one example, you guys. I had a coworker here in the U.S. She's married, and then the man has no job, and he refuses to look for a job. And
Wow.
yeah, so she's always complaining to me, or back then when I was coworkers with her, she would always complain to me that it's hard. It's like he always relies on her for everything, and although they love each other, it's putting her in a bad, difficult situation. So you don't want to be in that type of situation. That's why I said earlier, if the man has no job or no income and he's relying on you, that's a red flag already, and you should uh, look for someone else. What do you think, MC or DJ Ramsey?
Yes, that's actually true. Especially if a guy doesn't have any job. Let's say that job that he's looking for is taking him like 20 years to happen. I mean, you can already see the motives of what's gonna happen to the relationship when it comes to the financial aspect of it. And then when it comes to the woman, it also depends. It's also tricky because possibly the woman is doing so much for the guy that the guy gets complacent, or in other words, parang na-spoil yung guy siguro. And then he doesn't want to work anymore, and then the woman still shows the love, but in return, it's like none of those three, spiritual or financial or material things or the other things, doesn't reciprocate as well. So yung investment niya parang, na kaya napunta. Parang kasama ko lang siya, I mean, physically nandun lang siguro. And at the same time, if you really think about it, if you if you're using the love for your partner, but if you do it in a way na it would spoil him so much not to work, oh my. How we all wish that every partner is like that. But of course, as we all know na nasa konsensya mo rin, it's in your conscience to put some effort, especially if you guys are together in one house. Diba? Parang it would give so much sense if you help kahit naman siguro sa family, di ba? If you're at
Uh,
home with your siblings, I mean, at least do something to help. I mean, at least clean the house, wash the dishes. at
Right.
least in that way, you won't be thrown out of the house. Parang ganun.
Yeah,
I mean, buti pa yung alaga mo aso. I mean, yung pa yung pumasok sa bahay at least, di ba? Man's best friend pa yun. Something like that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Um, in reciprocating, whatever the partner is providing, I think this would go both ways. Well, this is looking at the well on the other side of it. Kasi I think you guys are or have seen or aware of the movie Ryan Agoncillo and Judy Ann Santos did I don't know, a decade ago or two, I don't know. Besides, it's all about having reverse roles in life. Because sometimes we are going to be faced with challenges or situations. Like for example, you both love your careers, you both are doing well, and then suddenly magkakaroon ng shift sa company or I don't know sa role ninyo. The wife or the girl or the woman in the relationship would have a like let's say a higher position in the company, and then she would make more money. Siguro the role of the guy, like like we now have house husbands, right?
Right.
So yun, siguro for the woman to be able to provide, like let's say financially, she can provide more. The least we could do, like for example, for the men to reciprocate that is to do the role of since we are reversing things here. Ikaw na mag-alaga ng bata, ikaw maglinis ng bahay, ikaw maging tigas, di ba? Kasi yun na
Mhm.
nga yun eh. Yung mga araw na ikaw ang nagtatrabaho, ng mga araw ikaw yung nagpo-provide. Of course, it's basically our traditional role. The woman makes the home, di ba? The husband brings home the bacon. The woman cooks it. Di ba parang
Mhm.
ganun? So since may reversal ng role, I think naturally dapat gawin ng guy. Di ba? Not just sitting around the house, oh, umuwi ka na, magluto ka na, maglinis ka na. That's different, di ba? Pero if the guy is let's say the guy's jobless guy, no, yung that guy, di ba? So even if he's jobless, but if he is reciprocating it in a way na hindi, like hindi priceless. Like, is he taking care of the house? Is he cleaning the house? Is he doing everything? Is he doing the dishes? Is he doing the laundry? It doesn't really matter eh. And kasi you guys are partners. Di ba? Hindi naman siya emasculating kung gagawin mo. Kasi you love this woman. Because the woman is the one creating the money or bringing in the bacon. Di ba? So, ganun siya. Of course, hindi mo na kailangang isipin kung ano yung sinasabi or iniisip ng ibang tao. It's as long as binibigay mo yung pagmamahal mo sa kanya, you're true enough to accept this, and kung kaya ng ego mo, ng pride mo, di ba? There are a lot of factors pa rin na that would affect, yung dynamics ng relationship ninyo. Something like that.
That's right. I mean, of course, there are things that happen to a man, especially if they're working. Especially in this economy right now, we have a world recession, so there's lots of layoffs that are happening. In this case, I don't think it really applies. It's not like the man is choosing not to work, but he's just in a tough situation at the moment.
Right.
So I was talking more about the men who choose not to work, and yeah, they choose not to work, and they don't even help out at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess from my experience, this falls under a man who was spoiled by his parents or spoiled by his mom, usually a mama's boy who everything was he relied on
Provided for.
everything on his mom or his dad or someone
Right.
else, and that now he's in a relationship with you, and guess what? It's now your responsibility to take care of that man because all his life, that's all he knew.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments right now so we can comment
Mm.
more. So Christine says, "Love because it makes you move, makes you think of more goals." Yes, agree with that. Mas nakaka-inspire. Money is a plus, though. Mars, Crisel and Dog. All right, thank
Mars.
you, Christine. Agree. Money is like,
Yes.
yeah, it's a, I guess it's just the icing on the cake, but I don't think it should be the main focus.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
All
And
right.
especially dun sa nabanggit mo kanina, you mentioned earlier, no, na this mama's boy would be in a relationship with another woman. It's like the burden would be passed on to somebody else. Something
Exactly.
like that,
Yeah.
di
So
ba?
all the moms out there, if
And of course,
don't spoil your boys because you're just
tapos,
gonna prolong the problem and it's just
yeah.
gonna bother another
Right.
woman eventually.
Mga bro,
Yes.
Mm.
I'd like to read ito, sabi ni Big Daddy.
Uh,
I have a coworker who divorced his wife dahil grabe pala utang ng wife niya. She spent all the money, no savings, and dami utang sa credit card. Di mo lang makabayad ng cable, water, electricity. In continuation, he trusted his money to the wife. Pero ganun nangyari, ang dami pala nila utang. So, this is
hmm,
boiling down to the question of who should handle the money. Diba? Well, the most progressive answer or the most recent uh, moment na encounter ko tong question na to, I was talking to a bunch of financial advisors. It doesn't really matter kung yung laki yung babae. Kung sino yung marunong mag-handle. That's just it. 'Di ba?
right.
And yun nga, yung mga kasi may mga misis na addict sa shopping, napakadali mag-online shopping, click na ng click, 'di ba? So,
Yeah.
yun. So kailangan ano talaga, in moderation lahat. We're not saying no, don't. We're not saying that, 'di ba? In moderation lang talaga. I-check mo kung ano yung kayang i-provide ng asawa mo, and then dun mo i-base yung kaya mong i-shop, hindi yung shop ka ng shop, 'di ba? Parang gano'n. So there, it's actually a good reaction from a thought from the Big Daddy Benny Davis. Thank you, sir.
Right. Yeah. And there's even some women out there who are proud of doing this. Like they spend their husband's credit card and it's like it's something to show off like I have this money, I can buy whatever. It's in my opinion it's nothing to be proud of. Like you're showing
Right,
people that you're careless with your money, and
right,
especially if your husband is the breadwinner, you didn't work for that money. He worked that he made that money, not just to buy you stuff, but really to provide for the family.
right.
um,
It's for your future.
right,
Mhm.
for your future and for the kids future.
Mm.
Also want to thank United Productions. Thank you guys, thank you for tuning in again. Maynard TV. um, Also, let's go to another comment here. Correct, being a housewife or a house husband is still work. Wala nga lang monetary gains, walang sahod. Yeah, it's not a glorious job, but it's very necessary.
Right.
But
To keep the
like,
balance.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
But like I said earlier, if you're rich, you don't even have to worry about being a housewife or house husband because you can always hire someone to do those duties for you.
Right.
And
Mm.
then
Yes.
another comment right here.
Yeah. From Chinky
Yeah,
Bon.
Ramsey, you might want to do this one.
Yeah,
Yung
this one.
lipunan lang naman natin nagdidikta
Nagdidikta.
na ganito dapat ang role ng mga lalaki or ganyan dapat mga babae lang. Nasa pag-uusapan ng mag-asawa yan.
Yan,
Yeah.
napapractice si Weber ng kanyang
Mm.
Tagalog.
Okay.
Tagalog.
Baka man-nosebleed ako dito.
Well, actually, no. Chinky Bon, first of all, thank you so much once again for this comment of yours. Thanks for bringing this up because I do have a friend way back in the days. We had this conversation a long time ago, and then he mentioned to me that during the time he was already married to uh, his wife, and then he always chooses not to open up that much to his wife because of this stigma. Or for some, hindi naman lahat siguro. Siguro yung iba lang na medyo, no, I couldn't find words for that. But anyways, some kasi, or most guys, would actually feel that all of the responsibilities at home should be on their shoulders. Especially they're the guy, they're the breadwinner and everything. And then the woman would only take care of the kids at home. But since nowadays it's quite different because of we learn to adjust from each other, and then our spouse would definitely, because of love, would definitely share something to help us out to ease the all the burden stuff, when it comes to the responsibilities at home. But definitely, this is one of the main reasons why some guys don't want to open up that much to their wives because of this stigma that some cultures have when it comes to the guy should always do everything at all, and then when it comes to the woman, you know um it would really depend na lang siguro on how they communicate on their relationship, especially those married couple. Yeah, that's my take about
All
that.
right. I agree. Talking about, well, Chinky Bon, maraming salamat sa mga comments mo, ah. Sa'yo umiikot ang ano, ang ating conversation. Well, yeah, kasi nga 'di ba, in this day and age, you have to really be open to the fact that you are not uh, anymore boxed in this role since you are a guy. Para na rin tama. This is actually good to lessen the burden from the shoulders of men, and also to give the chance and the opportunity to the women who are, it's been decades for the clamor, diba, for equality. So this is one of the things brought about by this. Women are now achievers. They do well in their careers. So there, this is actually the one of the results, diba? So if you are making a lot of money, and well, it's good. It's good to be like seen as an equal, 'di ba? So, yun nga, yung balance na pinag-uusapan natin kanina, let's say, like in dating or in in the home of the couple or a family, 'di ba? Kung ano yung naibibigay kunyari, hindi naman tayo balance sa lahat ng bagay. If somebody's providing financially, whether the woman or the man, then i-reciprocate nung isa ng something na, well, not money, kasi nga hindi balance, di ba? Yun nga, like, if the guy is bringing home the bacon, the woman should make the home. Siya magluto, mag-ayos, mag-alaga. And of course, the guy should also help, di ba? As much as he can, di ba? So ganun siya. So if the woman this time, if you are, to all the men out there, if you are with a woman who does really well, well, congratulations, 'di ba? And well, it's gonna be your chance also to prove na it's not all about the money. Tanggalin mo yung burden sa shoulder mo na you should really provide bigger, because that's the old way of thinking, 'di ba? For Filipinos, lalaki kailangan mas marami akong pinapasok na pera. Well, kung nangyari lang talaga, if you are thrown in a situation where you cannot do anything about it, malaki talaga ang sweldo ng misis mo, eh di mag-reciprocate ka ng bigyan mo siya ng pagmamahal, ng atensyon, ng lambing, magluto ka, magsaing ka, mag-alaga, like things like that. If these are the things that you can do to reciprocate, hindi lang pera sa pera, pera sa pagmamahal, then you both win. Di ba? Am I making sense?
No,
Yes.
no, yeah, that makes sense. Um, Also, just to add to what you said, minsan kasi the problem is the stigma that yeah, like I believe Chinky said earlier, the stigma of society that they have on that. It could be okay between you and your wife that your wife is the breadwinner and you as a man are the house husband, the child rearer, but it could be okay between both of you and your family, but it could not be okay with other people outside of your home. You know how it is sometimes with people, they like to talk about that type of situation. So you also have to be uh, emotionally strong. You have to have the mental fortitude to go through that.
Right.
What people will
Right.
be talking about, saying, "Oh, look at him, house husband," or it's just how it is. So you
Mhm.
can't be sensitive about stuff like that. Always keep the focus on your relationship with your wife. And then just to add what the Big Daddy said, he loved his wife, trusted all his savings, not knowing the wife just went shopping and gave some money to relatives or neighbors in the Philippines. Now, does that is that enough for divorce? I guess
Mhm.
maybe because it depends also on the guy. I mean, he might have had a hard time making that money. We don't know what his job is, and like Benny Davis said, it was his life savings. And then if your wife just goes behind your back and spends all the money. Well, what about
Yeah.
what about you, Ramsey? What if you had a wife like this, spent your life savings? What would you do?
I don't know. I guess I would just call the bank and
Sorry for
get the
putting you
Yes.
on
credit
the
card.
spot, but
Block.
But it's pretty hard. I mean, I know where the woman would possibly take the money for her leisure, siguro, and then the family, which is actually good. If the woman would ask for such, or possibly if I could see in a woman that she has done this effort for our love, it's totally automatic for me to do so. For example, di ba? But if without consent,
yeah,
Yeah.
in this
you just
case,
wasted your money. I mean, not actually wasted, but you don't have any idea kung saan napunta. It's really hard. It's like you have to put your wallet next to your pillow every night or put it in a
yeah,
safe, something like that.
Beside the gun.
It's like sleeping with the enemy when it
right,
comes to the
exactly.
financial.
Walang appreciation yung babae sa yung your hard work and everything. So
Yeah.
Unless
Um.
the guy is, the guy would call himself something like sugar. Asukal. You just, cash, 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 or
you
sugar
know,
for life.
what
Yes.
about what about this one, MC Jonas from Maru Gara? Even if you have a rich spouse, learn pa rin to save a portion of what he's giving you. What can
Right,
you
right. This
say?
is my cousin.
Oh,
Ate Mars, thank you. Thank you for your ito, mga bro. Ano to, talagang nakikinig siya ng the Playroom, and now she's watching. She's actually been waiting for this for us to go live,
thank
'di
you,
ba? So,
Maru.
thank you. Yes. So, Ate Mars, yeah, thank you. Totally agree. If you have a rich spouse, it doesn't really matter kung talagang yeah, rich spouse, he or she, 'di ba? Importante, um, you both are aware of the way you spend. You discuss kasi I think the solution to every problem, especially when it comes to marriage, is communicate. Just communicate. If you want something, like for example, like yung story nga ni Sir Benny Davis, if you want something, ask your husband, 'di ba? Kasi that's the reason why he divorced his wife. She just went behind his back, spent all the money, 'di ba? Kailangan ask, ask and it shall be given. Ibibigay naman sa iyo hangga't kaya eh. 'Di
Mhm.
ba? Siguro ang hindi lang na control dito, yun nga, she went behind his back, not knowing na ubus na pala. So yun talaga yun. That's a big no-no, 'di ba? But if she only communicated like, "Dear, my family is in dire need." Hindi natin alam kung anong nangyari, 'di ba? In dire need of money, can we lend or give? 'Di ba? Kung inask niya sana, napag-usapan pa nila. Siguro hindi pa sila nag-divorce. But going behind someone's back, spending his or her money, hard-earned money at that, 'di ba? That's spending all of it. That is a no-no. Well,
Yeah.
that is
Mhm.
probably the reason why. So yes, learning to save a portion of whatever he or she is giving you, or whatever amount the spouse is bringing into the household. It's the greatest way of showing appreciation to the hard work that this person is giving you, diba?
Right.
Yes.
So there.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that was in this case probably why the man divorced his wife is because it was not just because, well, it could be because she was spending his money without his knowledge, but
Knowledge,
I think the main thing here is going behind someone's back. You
right?
should never do that, not just for money, not just money. I mean, you never know, that person could go behind your back or behind your back meaning cheating with someone else or in different aspects.
Right.
So I guess that's another major red flag. And I think the divorce was justified in that situation, my opinion only. And we have Stan Prince in the
And
house.
Prince.
All right.
Yes.
Lord
Good
Wally is in
evening.
the house.
Yes, Kuya
Thank
Nats.
you. Thank you, Stan Prince. He has a comment right here. To be a good provider to your partner, family, first learn to provide what you need, not being selfish. to be able to be mentally stable. That's very important. Mentally stable. When you give your all and leave nothing for yourself, ano pa maibibigay mo to nurture the relationship,
Right.
right? Just
Totally.
yeah. Uh, agree with you, Lord Wally. Thank you so much for dropping by. Of course, great comment right there.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, that's the best way to um, avoid all problems. Is just to give um, your 100% in the
Right.
relationship. And like they say, if he or she cheats on you, well, it wasn't your fault to begin with. So your conscience to be clean, it's on them.
Right.
So yeah, just give 100% in your relationship. That's one great way of avoiding all this. And yeah,
Right. I'd like to react to this. I'd like to react
sure.
to Kuya Stan Prince talaga. To Stan Prince. Thank you. And just adding to what Stan Prince said. Tama yun eh. You should be whole sa sarili mo muna before you're going to be able to give something to someone or anyone at that. 'Di ba? Um, wala ka nga namang ibibigay kung inubos mo na lahat sa'yo. So what else are you gonna give? Wala na, ubus ka na. So mabobore na yung partner mo or whatever. It's not gonna nurture you or the relationship anymore. 'Di ba? So tama siya. You really have to be whole. Kaya nasabi lang, perfect or good relationships are not two incomplete persons being complete. You should both be complete. Like you both should be 100% giving everything you got into the relationship. Parehong 100%, hindi yung kalahati lang sa'yo, kalahati lang sa'kin kasi 'pag wala ka mamamatay ako, something like that, you know,
Mhm.
corny stuff. But yun nga, kailangan buo ka, masaya ka, kumpleto ka before you'll be able to give. Para, it's happiness multiplied instead of you dying without the other person. Parang gano'n,
Yeah,
'di ba?
true. Actually,
Right.
that's one of the things that was told to me by a friend before. Sabi niya, what can you share kung wala ka? So you
Right.
need to look in yourself first before you can give, and you cannot offer something that you don't have, not unless you know purely inside of your heart that there's something more than the material things that you can offer. Kaya maganda rin yung yeah, this one from Stan Prince. Thank you so much, by the way. And lalim ng hugot, pero it's pretty good. Yeah, I do understand that.
Right,
All
right,
right.
right.
And yeah, another question here by Benny Davis. So another question: a date who should pay the bill, you boy or you girl or both? Actually, that's a great question, Benny Davis. That's going to be our
Mhm.
transition to our next topic for next episode.
Right.
Is
Yes.
chivalry dead? So we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about that. That's going to be one of our topics to be covered. Who should pay for the date, young boy or young
Yes.
girl or both? And does chivalry still
Exist.
apply to modern living? I know a
Mhm.
lot. Me, Ramsey, and Jonas, we're from the older generation. We're more of Gen X, so we grew up in that type of notion that you should always open doors for women, pull up the
Right.
seat, car door, of course, open it up. But
Right. Pull out
millennials
show.
and Gen Zs, they don't really see that because I guess one one factor is modern feminism. So
Right.
there's
Mhm.
it's really more equality. So millennials and Gen Zs don't see the point of paying for the woman or opening a door. um it
Mhm.
doesn't make sense to them, and it makes them feel lesser, as like men are lower than men or women, so it has to be
Mhm.
equal, right? So why should I do that?
Right.
And they have a point too. So we're going to open another can of worms with that topic. Is chivalry dead? But good question, Benny Davis.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
to
We
all the
have
mobsters, you have to
Yes,
watch
thank you,
out for that
mobsters.
for the next
Our
episode.
chat room is lit up right now with the questions. Another one from Lord Wally for Stan Prince. Never make your partner your world. Exactly. Make your relationship about two worlds joining together. Yeah. Uh,
Wow.
like they say, never
Nice.
put the person on a pedestal. It has to be a
Right.
50-50. It's not about one person in a relationship. It's about,
Mhm.
both of
Right.
you guys. Ramsey, do you want to add to anything with this
Yes.
statement?
With this one, I do believe with this one because aside from me, I also got a friend who we agree about this. Especially if you know you're doing something, you don't need to chase the person. If you know that you're doing what you love to do, you actually you're so inspired to do the things that you dream of. It's a one thing that makes you not chase that wrong person. If I would strongly say you will not chase that wrong person if you know deep inside you're inspired to achieve something else. The right person will also come that way. Maybe for those who haven't experienced this, well, th- well, we'll never know because through these things, there's gonna be something good. To make it short, it's like this: if you think positive, something good will happen to you, regardless of
Right.
what. And you know yourself, if you're expecting something positive in return, definitely you're gonna get it. Not unless
Right.
you're too negative, negative about things. You're gonna receive so
Mm,
much negativity, especially those negative things with your partner or perhaps a wrong person who's gonna be in your life. So with this one, you really, really have to do your own thing first before chasing someone. Don't put him or her in a pedestal. And then the right
Right.
person will definitely be on your lane. Together, you're gonna
Right.
go miles away.
right,
Miles away. Yun, sabi di ulit ni Stan Prince, be like a seesaw, lift each other up. Right.
right.
Kasi nga, di ba, instead of putting
50-50.
somebody on a pedestal, sambahin mo, pagsilbihan mo, alipin ka, di ba? Parang
Yeah,
it's not love. It's idolatry.
right. Yes,
Di ba?
it can't be one way.
Right. And
Sabi pa
once,
ni, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. I grew up listening to you. It's the other way around.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
not,
say. Don't lie, Lord Wally. We grew up listening to you.
I
yeah.
agree.
Oh, we
Guys,
have one
before
here.
we move on, like
Ah, yes.
we're already at 1 hour. Is it okay with you guys to extend, or
Yeah, just
you
for
have
a
a
few more
Yeah,
minutes, you
sure.
can stay
Mhm.
okay? All right.
as
And
as a way of
mobsters,
thanking our mobsters.
yeah, because you guys are now active. Uh, of course, we want to get all the comments right here. Let's go back to Chinky. Um, that's why before you enter a relationship, make sure you and your partner are stable emotionally, financially. Lesson learned from the past. Yes. Um, thank you, Benny
Oh,
Davis. Congrats, guys. Awesome episode. Uh,
thank you,
Thank you so
Another
sir.
comment
much,
right
Benny
here.
Davis.
Kahit nasa older generation and yet natuto pa rin to understand the ways of the younger generation nowadays. Right. I
Right.
mean, I can say, yeah, um, our generation is a little more accepting of the younger generation now. You know how we were when we were growing up. A lot of, I guess I don't know for exactly because I'm not young, so I don't know how the young people are being treated. But yeah, I think we can understand the younger generation why they feel that way. Yung
Akala ko,
chivalry.
akala ko sasabihin mo, I don't know about these old guys here, but
Oh, guys.
Let me pretend.
ah, di ba?
Well,
But it's really
mm,
good to always be open. Always have an
Mm,
open
yeah.
mind. You know,
right.
like I think yung generation natin yung pinaka-open eh kasi, di ba? Marami tayong na-witness, maraming transition sa generation natin, maraming na-introduce, maraming na-pioneer sa stage sa generation natin. So I think, yeah, we do have that openness in our system.
Yes, and I also hope na kahit na before may mga nakasanayan or we got used to something, especially the good ones, we hope that those habits, yung mga nakasanayan, won't just simply fade away. We could just pass it on to the next generation in a certain way na they would understand it because I could also see na, I actually have a TikTok, so sometimes I
Yes.
browse it. It's like, really? I mean, I could relate din naman in a way, like
Yes.
watching it and then comparing my generation to it. I see naman there's something good out of it. Eh. It's just that we hope that they do definitely understand it, because even though we show it to them, the younger generation, how chivalry is, for example, but if they don't really understand it, it's like there's no sense of, letting showing it to them. So they really have to
Mhm.
understand it by the means of their brothers or older friends, or possibly their parents who are still alive, or those who are still young, to get that good stuff about the older generation, and then keep it to you, to yourself, so that you can
Mm.
pass it on also to your next
Next
generation. Like if you have
generation.
kids, di ba? Parang meron naman siguro maganda before na nakuha tayo, and then ipapasa lang natin yan eh. So let's not try to fade that good traits that they had before. And by the way, hello nga pala sa Bagtas Productions from Miss Griselle. Yan.
Yes.
Right. Thank you,
And
Bagtas
also Maynard
Productions.
TV.
Yes, and
Thank
Maynard
you.
TV. Stan Prince, Chinky, Maru, Santi. Thank you
Mhm.
guys. Benny Davis. Uh, yeah. And also everyone who reacted, Stan Prince, Louis Roa. Thank you so much, sir. Louis Roa. Maru, Arsol Dancel. Thank you so much. Christine Mayor. And yeah, right now we have some viewers from YouTube, the Playroom on Facebook, and Twitch. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you,
Uh,
mobsters.
yes, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, mobsters. We have a lot of people on right now. Siguro, let's finish it off right now.
All right.
Yeah, just always learn from the mistakes of the past. And I guess our last comment right now is from Stan Prince. We are the last generation who were trained old style and experienced modern ways. I truly agree with that. We were the generation that, just like what Jonas said earlier, there was a lot of innovations that happened in our generation, like the internet, smartphones,
Right.
things that we can't live without right now. But we were also the last generation who still played outside. We
Right.
still remember life before the internet happened, so we can still relate to the old ways, and we know why uh, people did the old ways. I guess that's one thing why millennials don't see, is because they don't practice these things because they don't see the necessity of it. But I guess, like what Ramsey said, if we explain why, they would have a better reason, why we do these things, like paying for the woman or opening the
Right.
door.
Or decide whether to move
Younger
on, right?
generations, mabilis
Please
mag-move
move on.
on.
Mhm.
Parang ano to eh, easy to forget, easy to get, easy to forget. Hard to get, hard to forget.
Right, right.
Yan ang mga old saying eh. Mga saying ng high school eh.
Is it?
Di ba?
What do you think though? Like, younger generation, mabilis mag-move on. Do you think it's because growing up, they probably see or heard from us, the older generation, that you always get your heart broken in relationships. So, parang, do you think we ruined it for the younger generation, talking how bad relationships are? So they don't really give their heart over in a relationship anymore. They think it's like uh, being taken advantage of. What do you think, guys? What do you think, Ramsey? Then I'll go to
Ah,
Jonas.
mm, well, well, during my generation kasi,
Yes.
we're actually exposed to um face to face. Parang ganun na lang, no? You
Yes.
know, like face to face. Ngayon kasi
Right.
online na lahat. So
Mm,
everything is accessible online. So
Hmm.
it's
right.
so much different way back in the days when you have that conversation, or at least, get to know the person, not just through calls, you actually see them almost every day. A certain time, you actually set a date. There's no late because there's no cell phones back then. There is, but not all have it. So there's this discipline that you have to exert to get to know the person. Parang ganun. But nowadays, kasi it's so
Right,
easy.
right.
So in that way, I mean, I don't know how would they see the effort. Maybe there is, but it's totally different. Yun. How about
Right.
you?
All right.
Yeah, because we were also the last generation na nagsulat ng snail mail eh. Tayo rin yung last generation na nagbigay ng mga stationary love letters, 'di ba?
Mhm.
And none of those, I think, are being used or practiced by this generation, which is okay because it's not their fault, because of technology, diba? So everything is fast nowadays. Everything is with just a click of a finger. It's there right in front of you. You can access whatever that is you want or need, or whatever that is you need. That day we used to buy magazines. We used to buy like pirated DVDs. Ngayon, wala na eh. Everything is just at the tip of your finger. Di ba? Anything and everything they need, it's just there. So yun, it's a double-edged sword.
Everything is
Like,
accessible.
Right.
right, right.
Uh,
So although we cannot blame them for that, but when it comes to like moving on, maybe they learned so much from us. Siguro, just to make the long story short, sasabihin natin sa mga younger people nowadays, like just listen to our stories, learn from our mistakes. Ayun na nga, they learned so much from all those mistakes that we did. So, mabilis lang talaga sila di ba? Mag-move on kasi nga
parang
natuto na
swipe
sila.
lang. Sa phone, di ba? Swipe up or swipe to left,
Right,
right?
right.
Tinder.
Tama.
Swipe right. Ayun nga eh. So, yeah, it's a different generation now. Um, so they have so much at their fingertips. No, like I remember back then, we used to have phone pals where
Right.
you just get a phone number from somebody and then you call them. You haven't even seen each other. You just talk on the phone, or even pen pals. Like MC Jonas said, we're the last generation to use snail mail. Um,
Right.
Maru, thank you so much. She says, I love this show. Thanks so much.
Mhm.
Yes. We love you
Also,
too.
Thank
thanks
you so
for
much.
Mobsters. We hope you guys join us with the next episode. Ligaw Dalaw Non the best.
Ligaw dalaw. It's
Dalaw.
ligaw dalaw. You
Ligaw
have to knock
Dalaw
at the door
Non the
and
best.
show your face appearance.
Ikaw talo. May
Yeah, I
ano pa
think
yan
I
eh.
think
Mm.
yeah, I think
Go
Jay
ahead.
Weber experienced this, right?
What's that?
Ikaw talo.
I could even say
Yeah.
it properly. So
Yeah,
the
when
high
you
school
were
days pa yung stationary thing.
di ba?
Yeah.
True,
Remember
true.
it had a may scent pa eh.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Kailangan
that was yung
mabango eh.
may ano pa eh, yung the pen with may scent din. So
Right, right.
yeah, and those
Mm.
little plastic things na no may scent.
You
Ilalagay mo pa
insert
sa let.
that
Yo,
in
you
the
know,
envelope.
I forgot
Right,
what they're
right.
called. Kisses, I think. Kiss or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Those
Yun,
are called
oh.
kisses.
Yan yung bibigay mo sa nililigawan mo.
Bigla tayo
Eyeballs.
nagre-reminisce.
Lumalabas yung pagka-old school eh.
Tapos
Eyeballs
yung
before
paper,
exciting. You don't know yung looks
yes.
nila.
Tapos yung paper, i-fold mo ng shape ng heart, shape ng
May origami pa eh.
Yeah, doon. Classic.
o, di ba?
Oh, yung eyeball
Eyeball.
pala ito. Now I get
Mm.
what Ma'am Crystal saying. Eyeball noon. Exciting. You really don't know ano itsura.
Yeah,
EB.
Oh, wala nang eyeball eh kasi you can see
EB,
online. You can see each other
eyeball.
online. So that was
It's an
another exciting
appointment.
thing nun, mag-eyeball kayo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sino ka-eyeball mo? Ganyan. Saan ka punta?
Right.
Sino ka-eyeball mo?
Parang ano yan, Russian roulette. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a bullet or what?
Right.
It's like you don't have to first say what you're wearing. I mean, once you're there and then you see like, I think that's a person. So you gotta describe yourself just to make sure.
That,
I mean, that's gotta mean.
Ramzee. Dati, pag sinabi mong, what are you wearing? Ibig sabihin may
Yeah.
ka-eyeball ka. Pag ngayon sinabi mo, what are you wearing? That's
Yeah.
creepy.
Iba na yun. Okay. Ngayon, blocked. Okay na. Move on. Okay. Yeah. Iba-block ka na lang nila eh now. May magwa one way pa.
Mm.
Classic.
Yeah, one way.
One way.
This is when somebody like ditches you kahit hindi ka pa niya nakikita, 'di ba? Like eyeball kayo. You're
Mhm.
supposed to meet. And then nakita mo
Oh,
na
okay,
you don't
yeah.
really like the person. So iwa one way mo siya.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What else do they call that? When I forgot the word, you use a different picture online, but that's not you.
Poster. I think.
I
Ito
forgot.
that's
Yeah,
yung term.
there's a
I
term
forgot the
for
term
that.
for that.
Nah, no.
Catfishing.
Catfishing, exactly.
catfishing.
Okay.
That's another.
Yeah,
Siguro
catfishing.
that's one reason why nagwa one way. Kasi
Right.
naka-catfish yung isa.
Right.
No cell phone, sabihin mo I'm wearing blue.
Tapos,
Okay,
sampu,
funny friends pens. That's the what it's called.
yeah, tapos 10 yung naka-blue that time, no?
Puro minions.
Oh no,
Yes.
ito ano, for J, palakang kabkab
Lak.
binabalukubak.
Bro, that's a
Binabalakubak.
tongue twister for you.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister. Too
You
late
have
for
to do
that.
it. Yeah, you have to do it.
Tapos yung kisses nanganak daw. Oh, yun. Kisses nga yung
Yeah.
tawag doon. Pag nakitang tsaka, daanan na lang yung ka-eyeball.
One way.
Yeah, one way, no
Takas
one way.
pag-
Yun,
Type.
oh. Takas pag
di
D-type. Yes.
Right, right.
Walang CP dati, so pag ang meeting time and place a set, you better be there. Kundi
Iwan na.
iwan na.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Indian
why.
yun, di ba? Nang Indian, yung hindi
Yeah.
sisipot.
Yeah, Indian,
Or
no, Indian.
that's what we used to call it, but now they call it ghosting, right?
Right. Kasi it's unfair. It's unfair para sa mga Indian.
Oh, yeah, that's racist.
Only a racist.
Tsaka, yung misis kong Indian.
Oh, what are you saying about Indian people, huh? Pape Mel Roti.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pape Mel
is that what
Roti.
it's called?
It's a good brand.
I have a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
those.
actually a
Yeah.
brand of stationery. Those
Oh.
brown ones.
Thank you for the research, Chiki Bon.
Yes,
Good
Pape Mel
catfish.
Roti.
Thank you.
Yes, catfish. Macdo session, yeah.
Well,
Ang
Oh yeah,
pambansang
if you're from Baguio, that's the place to be. That's where yung
bansang
eyeball
eyeball.
center ng session yun eh.
Bossing, di ba?
Right,
Uh,
right.
Wow.
How about you, Ramsey? Ano
Hmm.
yung generation nyo? Saan nang madalas eyeballan? Eyeballan eh. No?
Actually, since Baguio is big, you don't go to places where it's very close. So you just go meet at the park or you go meet at the
Uy.
Burnham Lake.
Yes.
I mean, if you can afford to get a boat, just
Yes.
go there in the middle.
Wow.
Yeah, usually Burnham, since back in high school,
Yeah.
my school was just near, walking
Close.
distance. Yeah.
you went to Patriotic?
No, at Pines
Oh,
PCNHS.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So that's really
Burnham ba,
close.
Ramsey? Tanong ni Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Date agad yung gusto
Burnham.
ni Ramsey eh. Pag-eyeball, let's go on book.
Si Ma'am Crizel. Sa amin, Robinson's Galleria. Wow.
Yun.
Malamig.
Yes.
I guess now, siguro SM na yung meetup place, no?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Ayun.
All right. So, I guess,
All right, so
that's it.
Pretty much
Or-
it.
Yeah, our we want to go on, but we only allotted 1 hour for the show. So thank you so much, guys. At least next time we know may mga manonood.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you for your comments and everything. Sa mga anyone who's viewing, watching right now, any mga kakilala namin, sorry we can't see who's watching. So if you want us to shout you out, just drop a message, a comment,
Right.
and then we can greet you guys. To Michelle Dela Cruz,
Oh, Ma'am Michelle de la Cruz. She's one of the
Cinema, lower
event
session.
coordinators in
Yes.
Baguio
Oh
from
wow.
Eminem events.
Yung ba yung
Thank
this
you,
is
Ma'am
the
Michelle.
one next to Duncan,
Yeah.
lower session. Blaze
Oh,
C
Blaze.
is tuned in. What's up?
Blaze is
Blaze is in the house. John
Thanks for
Blaze,
joining.
thank you.
Mm-mm.
Happy birthday, Blaze. It's
Yeah,
Blaze's
belated happy birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
belated happy birthday to
Yes.
Blaze, one of the premier DJs of Baguio City.
Yes.
Mhm.
Baguio people.
One of my favorite
Congratulations, men on
DJs.
board. Thank you, Chriselle. Thank you again, Stan Prince, and then Pines Theater. Yun.
Classic kinds theater.
Yes.
Oh.
Mhm.
What? Bakit,
Oh.
Ramsey? Parang when I said Pines Theater, light up ka. May memories
Yeah,
ka ba about
May
Pines
memory
Theater?
ba?
I remember a friend na nagpasama sa akin. He asked me to go with him. Then nag-Pines Theater. And then the three of us went inside the theater. Nanood sila ng movie. And then I couldn't find them somewhere.
Okay.
One of
Biglang
those
nag-meet ka,
holiday
iniwan
days.
ka?
Yeah, actually, they let me go first. Then nobody's
Ah.
actually watching that much. And then later on, I was busy looking for them around. And then, I just met them outside na lang. I didn't even like the movie. So, just walked out.
Oh, di ka man lang tinapik na, hey,
No, they just
Ramsey,
let me in. Like, hey, bro, ito na yung ticket. O, sige, pasok ka muna. Dali. Tapos I went straight, and the next thing you know, like, where are
Yes.
they? I mean, I didn't know they went to the balcony or something like that.
They
You know,
they had
before kasi,
better
di
things
ba?
to do.
Yeah,
movie,
before the balcony was separate from how it is, the orchestra and the balcony. You really have to
oh,
Yeah.
go different stairs, but
right.
nowadays, di ba, isa na lang. So, yeah. I got left out.
What movie? Do you remember what movie that was?
I think it was a Tagalog movie,
Ah,
like, like a Tagalog, The Bomb, something like that. The Bomb
Okay.
movie.
the
Alam mo
bomb.
na yan, The Bomb movie. Pag
Yes.
The
tinagalog mo yun,
bomb.
yun na
Oh,
yan.
you
Yeah,
know.
in Tagalog.
Yes.
We get it. We get it.
Wholesome.
Ayun. All right. Arsol Dancel, hats off, sirs. Thank you very much, Arsol.
Thank you,
Thank
Ma'am
you,
Marcel. Thank
Blaze.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Crisel,
Mhm.
Leslie, and thank you guys also. Congratulations to you too. Pine Sitter now volante na. Yun, yeah.
Mhm.
Sa
See?
try to figure this out, guys.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
May puzzle pa si
Mm.
Stan Prince eh.
Oo. Pag wala sa balcony, wala sa orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
Nasa
Yeah. I know this.
Hmm.
In short
Easy.
for...
Yun. Yun ba yung chopstick thing?
Ano to? What's the chopstick thing? Do you know this?
Probably
I have
something
no
we were talking about
Chopstick.
earlier. No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Baka yung movie, Chopstick. No, I don't know.
Pasabog. Yes.
Thank you also, Chinky, for joining us.
Yeah, that one, Bomba.
Nice meeting y'all. Newbie here. Thank you too, Chinky. This is our premiere broadcast,
Thank
so we're
you.
all
Yes.
new here.
We
We're
all are.
newbies. All right, guys. So I guess
All right.
let's invite them for the next topic. So our next topic, guys, we don't have a date yet, but definitely our topic for the next episode is chivalry dead? Now, if you don't know what chivalry is, that means being a gentleman, basically.
Right.
Like we were trained before, opening the doors for women, pulling the seat back for the women so they can sit. If you have a car, open the car door for them first. Pay for the date.
Bill.
It's stuff like that. But we'll be going into more detail with that on our next episode. Ramsey, any parting words?
Yes, don't forget to catch our next episode. And I'm so overwhelmed because we've been preparing for this for we've been actually preparing for this for a few weeks before. We have this I don't know the program finally. Congratulations
This
to us
year.
guys, and of
Mhm.
course to our viewers. I didn't expect this much comments, and then the conversation is getting better. I mean, how I wish
Yes.
this will not end, but we have to for the meantime, diba? And once again, thank you so much, guys, for keeping us company. And to our friends lang, no, na hindi na namin nabasa yung mga messages. I also have a friend here, kaso di ko ma-open yung my network is not doing well on my phone. But anyways, I'll reserve that for next time.
All right.
So,
All right. Any parting shots, parting words, MC Jonas?
Ma'am Michelle, maraming salamat because we belong to the same generation. Of course, we always gotta be, a gentleman. So to all of our to all the mobsters, by the way, in case nagtataka yung mga listeners and viewers natin, yes, because men on board, that's MOB. So we'd like to call you mobsters. For us to just refer to each other. So we thank you, all the mobsters and the future mobsters. We are looking forward to having this session with you at least once a month, right? Or kung papalarin, or if the schedule would allow us to have more episodes per month, then we would be, of course, we're going to be here for you. We'd be glad to go on air or on broadcast for everybody to cater to whatever you want to talk about. So we'll be here, the three of us, and hopefully soon in the next episodes we'd have more from the primes, or we'll have space for our guests to go live. Also, this is going to be your chance to join us to share your thoughts And it's also going to be a chance to be seen live on the World Wide Web. So to all the mobsters, thank you so much, and we are looking forward to having more episodes with you.
All right. Thank you, Jonas. And yeah, like Ramsey said, guys, we actually were very nervous going into this show. We've been practicing because this is our first time for all of us. A little background on Ramsey, me, and MC Jonas. We all had our start in radio as radio broadcasters. So doing something online is something new for us. We're not used to putting ourselves out there, but I can say that we had so much fun today. It's been a lot of fun being with you guys, being with my bros, talking with some guys that I'm comfortable with, and meeting the mobsters here. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll definitely have our next episode. So if you haven't done so yet, follow us on Facebook. We'll be making an announcement there on when our next episode will be.
Right.
And also, before we go, I want to plug our show. Of course,
Right.
We have
Stories
Pinoy
of the
Lokal,
Unknown.
and yes, Stories of the Unknown right here. So this is the one we have. This is the anniversary. The anniversary edition.
Special part 1.
October 8th, first part. So this is a 2-part series, Stories of the Unknown, Entities and Demons, of course, hosted by Chriselle, Benny Davis, and attorney Nick Nangit. So that's October 8th, 9 p.m. on Facebook. Yeah, so if you enjoyed our show, of course, you're going to enjoy this show as well. Thank you so much to, of course, Chriselle and Benny Davis for giving us the opportunity to do this show. And thank you also all our friends that we invited to watch. And you guys showed your support. Thank you. We were really nervous coming into this, but it's a lot fun now because we see that our friends are out there tuning in and supporting us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So I guess any parting words, guys? Ramsey, let's start with you.
Yes. Once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And also, don't forget to catch our programs. Catch me every Fridays from 10 a.m. till noon for the program, The Weekend Top 30 Play Hits. Every Saturdays, the Playroom Weekend Rewind from 10 o'clock till 12. And every Sundays from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. for the Playroom Unplugged.
All right. And MC Jonas, why don't you invite the viewers?
Yes.
Because we're also on radio, online radio.
Right. To all of to all the mobsters and to all the supporters of the Playroom universe, every Sunday from 10 a.m. till 12 noon, Philippine Standard Time. That's the Jam Room. That's where I get to play all your favorite pop, dance, and R&B hits of the decade and beyond. Basically, we just want to party every Sunday morning before lunch. So that's it. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for the Jam Room.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow also for Tugtugang Pinoy Rock. I'll be on after MC Jonas. So he's on from 10 a.m. to 12. I'll be on from 12 to 2 p.m. And Ramsey will be on from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for the Playroom Unplugged. So that's on 89.5 or 895theplayroom.com, our website. Or you can check us out on radio apps as well. So I want to thank you, all the mobsters. Also want to thank my co-hosts, Ramsey and MC Jonas. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys.
All right. So we will be inviting everyone once again to check out our next episode is Chivalry Dead. That's right here on Men on Board. And of course, the show will be you can still catch it on our Facebook page for a replay in case you missed it. All right. So see you all next time, mobsters. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you're tuned in
rest
from.
of the evening.
From the creative minds who gave you Pinoy locale and stories of the unknown comes another show about everyday life, anything and everything in between. A dash of drama, a sprinkle of comedy, and a bite of naughty. Men on Board. With your hosts, Jay Weber, Ramzee, and MC Jonas. Only on your favorite online radio station, 89.5 The Playroom. We play the hits, we play it nice.